me. I probably should have asked for this.
No, we're live now. It's
We're
live
live.
bullets now.
Oh, it's like, yeah, could you give me some drink?
We are live, everybody. You know, I was in my conversation mode.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's up, everybody?
So sorry to disappoint you. Well, no, we're not.
We're not.
This is not conversate.
It's not today.
It's not today. You guys saw the Instagram.
Exactly.
It's our birthday month.
Mhm.
So, as a producer of this program, I was not going to be the one to demand that we do shows on our birthday on this particular year, where everybody's trying to get outside and get with their families for the first time in months and such. So we're not doing any shows on our birthday month. It's just
man. We do a podcast bro show. You know what I'm saying? Conversate has taken a slight hiatus for the month of July, but you know, podcast bro, it's been about a year and a half, two. Since we did we had one hot show and left.
It's been a minute.
We were like a unicorn site.
Yeah. If you're a really dedicated fan on SoundCloud, you look us up there. There's
we actually got a couple of views on there.
We did.
We got a couple listens on there. I was like, we should have continued. Deja is upset that we did not continue.
Yeah, we did not continue our mission because
grown
a lot of things.
Yeah,
but
we got a lot to do.
Yeah. So now that Mella is out partying and stuff,
Exactly.
and
Warm girl summer,
30th birthday behavior. We took this opportunity to hijack the program.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No guns.
No guns.
You know what I'm saying?
But
we here. I don't even think we got an introduction for podcast.
We don't. Be like, podcast bro.
That was good. Actually,
But in case you also haven't noticed, we are joined by a special guest, Elijah Owens. He is here to discuss with us the Lunar Limit. We're gonna let you know what that is.
Yeah, we're gonna know what it is. You're gonna get to that later on in the show, but just know that.
Oh, there it is. Hey,
that's what's up.
Yeah, I just figured that out. I just figured that out. Yeah. Looks like
look, hot on the air. We branding things as we go.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We out here, podcast bros.
That's right.
By way of conversation.
That's right. Yes, we hijack the airwaves.
Yeah, we pirates right now. Where my eye patch at? And my parrot.
I actually have a pirate hat.
You get it from like Disney World or something?
I'm the captain now.
Look at me. Look into my eyes. I'm the captain now. The way that movie ended. But anywho, yeah.
To my Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, you mean
no. Yeah, Captain Phillips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like. Okay, I'm gonna wait till you guys start the subjects, and then we'll go into that.
No, this is how it's happening. This is how it's happening. Go ahead and bring something up.
Bring something up. Okay. So along the lines of Captain Phillips. You remember the video they had like the white man savior thing? And at the end, you remember it was just like Tom Hanks' character was like, no, don't hurt him. He's a good guy now, and all this stuff. I was just like, your efforts were so weak. Like, if you really saw this, I feel like in the back of his mind, he was just like, yeah, who the captain now, bruh? Like, he didn't care. Like, you ain't fooling nobody. You just put on that Tom Hanks charm, Toy Story Woody. Had us thinking like, oh, he cares so much. He's a good guy now. He's not the captain. He's a victim. No, bro. Exactly. In the back of your mind, you did not care. You were like, yeah, lock him up. Hey, no, don't do that there. Come on, stop it. He's good. Oh, bro. So yeah. So I didn't like the end of that movie. At all. So along those lines, real quick. I feel like a lot of stuff. This is my time. Like, get stuff out that I just feel against society as a whole. This is the moment to do it. So, what I've realized is like when I watch a movie and I'm loving a movie, when the end is bad, my mind would literally go through the whole movie and just hate all the parts of it.
That you
I promise you, I do the same thing. I didn't like how he put that in that scene.
Right. I was just like, oh, really? Okay. So y'all want to end it like that? Just start going through nitpicking every movie, like the intro. Why they got them walking through the park?
Like that doesn't even make sense now.
Don't make no sense. Who cares about your conversation in the park? You know, and now mind you, when I first watched it, oh, that is such a touching moment. They're really connecting at this moment, but then the end is bad. The whole movie bad. So my brain will literally go through and dissect the whole movie and just make the whole thing just bad. So
hey, man, I'm like that with a lot of things. Because I was like that with Attack on Titan. I was like, I see Attack on Titan. It's just like, I didn't kill the whole show, but season 4 sucked.
Yeah, and you know why? Because my favorite studio bailed out of it. Once they bailed out, it went
exactly.
down.
I said the same thing because when they did the studio change, you notice the difference in the animation and everything.
All the way.
Like I was just like,
right.
Because it wasn't polished no more like it was, and it wasn't rough in the areas. Like in the fight scenes, it was a little rough. You know what I'm saying? And it was a beautiful chaos inside the animation scenes.
Yeah.
In that previous studio, but the other one, it was just like, yo, there's no change. You don't do anything spectacular. This is just a regular anime now.
Wait, am I still? Okay, there it is. I think the thing that this what gets me about a lot of like animes and stuff, where it's just like people hype it up, so then you try to like get into it because of the hype, but then you're watching it, especially when you're watching it with them, and it's just like,
and they looking at you like,
so what do you think? I see that you like stuff. I see that you like things. And that is nice to like stuff, because this junk is trash. But I can be, I guess, not the funnest person to watch stuff with.
Because I'm like that to a sense, and I'm like, I don't tell people what they should like. I'm like, it's good to me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's some stuff that I like that people is just like, why do you like it? I was like, hey, I just like it. Yeah. But just like with me, I don't hype animes and stuff up to people, and I don't listen. I'm a person that always go in neutral most of the time when I watch things. Like even with movies and stuff like that, because some movies people say suck. I went and watched them myself. And I got rather enjoyed it, and I ain't gonna say it's like top 10, not even top 100, but I lived through it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just some things I just refuse to go watch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, one day, that like 10 years down the road, I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? I come across like, oh, it was fairly enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't believe I missed it.
Right. What's the name of that movie that me and Samantha, we just watched this movie about? What's the name? Michael B. Jordan.
That Amazon thing.
Remorse.
Without remorse. Trash.
Okay. Trash. So Netflix.
Trash.
I think I went into it with very, very low expectations, so it impressed me. So there were some impressive moments. However, you remember what I told you about the ending being a thing to like just rush the whole thing?
The rest of the movie.
So that's exactly what happened. Because I'm just like, first of all, how did you get past all that dude's bodyguards and stuff in the bath, like in the restaurant?
It was a lot of.
There was a lot of
plot holes.
Right. A lot of plot holes. So then when it ended, he was just like, would you say her name? Like, I'm like, that is your revenge? That's your revenge story. Say her name. What is what are you getting from that, bruh?
Hey man,
Like, just
that lets you know he didn't really love it. Why he wanted it dead, man.
right. Like, yeah. Like, if the guy who killed her says her name, I'll feel like
I feel like I got my redemption.
right. The remorse.
How many people saw that whole scene in the burning car and just like that was the most flawed scene in the movie? Like, dude,
there's no
like,
way you survive.
There's no way you survive.
Right.
Interrogation here. Leave the car and then threaten him. Why stay in the car? You're gonna kill yourself. Like,
yeah, because the amount of fire, I was just like, they supposed to be cooking.
Right. And then here's the thing that got me about that part too. I'm just like, bruh, you the guy in the car, he has no reason to give you any information.
No reason at
all.
all.
No reason at all.
He has no incentive. You're giving him no incentive.
Yeah.
Right.
Give me answers.
Give the answers, you die. But if you don't, they're not leaving you in this car and you die. So it's like, what's the
right. Well, if I would do, I'm like
in a lose-lose situation, I'm dying.
well, I'm dying anyway, so you know, we might as well just sit here and chill. Yeah, the part that got me though is when he was like limping. Michael B. Jordan does the most. Most. It was like one part. I can't remember what it was. I think. They were helping him. Like, I think it was when it was like doing the shootout with the Russians. And he was limping, and I'm just like, but is all of your body parts like not working? Because you like, why are you limping like that? I'm like, is it a leg? Like, what part? Like, what is going on here?
It's hurting to cause you to limp like that.
He wasn't limping. He was just like, wait, like, what are you doing here, man? But
that's his. I think that's his trademark, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He knew that, and like all his, even the Creed movies, he just like, oh, you're extra hurt right now.
Super extra. But I think the thing that was getting me about it is like, you know, like the parts when it's just like, it's like he's in the middle of showing like extreme emotions, like he's about to cry or something. You know.
Yeah, and then he do the. You like, because even when he was like upset in the hospital and she was like trying to console him, he was like, I was like, use your words.
He like breathing with his whole like, what, like, bruh. Okay, like, you know, they're there. It's okay.
And you just got your socks beat off.
It's just like count to 10.
Yeah.
Right.
And breathe. Do not. Like, if you die right here, hey, you shouldn't have been boxing anyway.
Right. So
yeah, a lot of his movies is like that. I just be like, yo, this is you're really putting that drama king on that.
Right. It's like, okay. Right. Yeah, so
suffering.
Yeah, just end it already.
Exactly. You're either gonna live or you're gonna die, but just hurry it up.
Man, but speaking of streaming, so I am rewatching Dexter because that's a good rewatch. Because that season that's gonna come out this year, they're gonna do a season 9. So I was all right. I haven't really seen this. I like listened to like a few seasons when I was painting the hallway out there, and when my wife was watching it, so I was listening, and I know what happened at the end because everybody talks about that. Yeah. But I was like, let me just
lumberjack.
Exactly. So let me rewatch this, and you know what? I mean, this was an all-time show. Probably besides maybe 2, maybe 3 seasons. 2 or 3 seasons of it are debatable. Yeah. But the rest is classic. I felt like seasons 2 and season 4 are the best ones. Could have been like valid endpoints for them if you ask me.
Yes. Ask me and I say yes.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But like, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Dexter catalog.
Yeah.
I I think I got like an episode and a half under my belt. Yeah, I didn't
Which season was it though?
see these questions.
Alright.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Let me even see if I can like go back in my brain and remember what happened. There was blood. Somebody got cut. I remember that. He was a quirky fellow.
Anime comments. This is gonna be me. I'm gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know that guy with the straw hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, I
Anybody trying to
hope you
watch
ain't
that.
watching this. Do not.
You know what? I do have a friend, Antoine Grayson. I haven't talked to since high school, like a long time ago. He literally messages me on a consistent basis. Hey, today is a good day to start One Piece manga.
Bruh, I promise you, if you start now, you'll be 50 before you finish.
Exactly. And that's what I was looking at. I was like, I'm too far behind. I'm sorry.
Bruh, you're a decade behind.
Decade behind. Because the anime is less episodes than the manga, right?
Yeah.
And the anime is at like 1,000 somewhere, like 900. Yeah. Come on,
No, right at 11 something. Right now.
So I mean, the manga is like what's those ancient things we used to use? Encyclopedia? No, it's actually more than encyclopedia. It's a lot. I'm not. Yeah.
It'll be a library full of that manga before you like that. That's the longest running manga. You know what I'm saying? Like
they got it.
Manga won't stop, and they don't find ways to try to stop it because at some point, like I tell people, that manga and anime is so long that you just like if you want to start it, that's like wanting to run a marathon. Like it'll take a lot. You have to sacrifice a lot of your life just to get through.
Right. And I feel like with this whole adulting thing that's going on, it's just like you're good to even get in some episodes.
Yeah.
Of it. So I feel like that's a celebratory time when I'm able to have like time to even watch an anime or something. That's like that's like
a birthday present.
It is a present, right? You just don't have time like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, you sit in your chair and be like, "Am I comfortable?"
I know, like it's time. You just watch a little anime. That 30 minutes or what is like 24 minutes feel like like a lifetime. It's great. So
hey, I see our guy Russell Brown is watching, and he probably has a lot to lend to this conversation as well.
Okay.
We're just talking about our watches, Russ.
So
if you're still on the program, you can definitely chime in. I'm rewatching Dexter. We finally finished. The ending is as booty as I remember.
Yeah.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
So I want to see how they rectify this. I've seen the trailers for the new season, where he's saying hi to people in this new little lumber town that he's in. And then the other one where, he's looking out the window, this mountainous view. And then there's a reflection on the window of somebody lying on the table. So we all know what that means.
Yeah.
And it's the camera. And so I want to see how he reconciles this or how he ruins his life all over again.
He should become Jason. They should turn him into Jason Boy.
Tie it into the universe. And we're gonna make this a tie-in. It's gonna be like a hockey match.
Yeah,
it's gonna stare the whole season.
Or he can become Wolverine.
Become Wolverine.
I saw the show. He can be the new Logan.
Logan. Okay. All right. What a twist!
That was M. Night Shyamalan.
That was me tapping into my inner M. Night.
M. Night. Okay. Yeah. We saw that one.
Never seen nobody mess up something that was already out that you could have got tons of
material from and you just still destroy it.
Right.
Did you facetiously break down the Last Airbender?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. You did that.
I did that.
No way you could ruin such a rich spring material.
Yes, it's just
Right.
DC do it well with their movies.
Mm.
We on the subject.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? You said it again?
DC does it well with their movies and stuff too, because
Yeah.
I just don't understand how. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing I know about DC. DC has excellent cartoon movies.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
like that, I was like, well, why don't you just say, hey, guy that produces excellent cartoons and got a lot of watchability in your series, why not? Can you bring that to life?
Yeah.
This dude that got on some nice little, hipster specs is like, I'm gonna reinvent the wheel.
It's annoying.
And
yeah, and I've heard so far like the new Batman is like bad. That's what I'm hearing. And I think the thing that's getting me, because I love DC, but the thing that's getting me about it is like y'all have content. For
that's
one,
my point, bro.
Batman, y'all did Batman fine. Leave it alone. Move on. Like we got so many other people. Like
tons. They
tons.
keep trying to fix Batman and Superman. I'm just like, yo, you can leave those guys alone. They've been done enough.
You could not do a movie about either of those guys for the next 20 years, and we would be fine.
Be fine. We'll be okay.
We know they're popular. We know they make money. We know that. We
Right.
just want other stuff. There's so many more cool DC things that could be made a movie. I was talking to my friend about this. We were having like a nice debate on another podcast about the future of Marvel versus the future of DC. I feel like the future of Marvel, it's pretty much tapped out.
Yeah,
we're in the fourth phase right now. They're running out of really important characters to make stories on. This thing is going to end pretty soon.
So
hot take too within this take. Eternals is gonna suck.
Suck bad.
It's gonna suck.
On life.
It's gonna suck. But we're gonna get to that later. But
on Iron Man, that's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. But
wow.
But the thing is with DC, now you see that Disney is kind of caught up with the curve in a sense that they figured out now they can tap from TV shows into movies. Okay? They can actually work together, but they engineered it from the other end. They made great movies and imported it to TV shows.
That was actually smart.
So DC, they could do this if they take what's good on the TV shows, because I love DC television. It's not like the most sophisticated stuff in the world. It's kind of cheesy, but it owns its cheese. It really owns its universe and its cheesiness. So just pour that into the movies. Make the movies a different thing. Than Marvel. It doesn't have to be like all lighthearted. And it doesn't have to be super dark either. Emo dark.
Because I'm about to say, because DC can get very dark now.
I'm okay with the dark. I feel like
I don't like happy endings in movies all the time. I don't like that.
Like Watchmen, a little Watchmen dark.
Yeah,
I like Watchmen
dark.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like DC could learn something here. By reverse engineering what Disney's doing, and just kind of pull from your successful material and let it pour into your structures. Because hey, Marvel television at one point sucked. Okay. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
man.
It was
a couple good episodes in the whole lot.
Right, and who was the other one? Was it the not the Eternals, the Inhumans? Inhumans, yeah. That joint was bad.
I was just like, yo, man, you might as well give them pistols and let them shoot it out.
So that could happen. And back to my hot take, the Eternals. I've been worried about this for a real long time. I think then some people come at me. They're like, oh wait a minute, where's this coming from? Marvel has this track record. Kevin Feige, how are they gonna? The star-studded cast. Chloe Zhao's directing it. How will it fail? And I'm like, all right, those are good things, but one, all streaks come to an end.
Yes.
Okay, all streaks come to an end. So there's no reason to think it's just going to keep going. It's going to falter at some point. And then this movie's real challenging because the ancient hero thing is really hard to do. Look at Thor. It took 3 movies to get to a movie that everybody liked, and it took a crazy director like Taika Waititi to do it. So, and then it took like Jeff Goldblum basically stealing the movie. But
right, pretty much, yeah.
But this here has some stars. It's got Angelina Jolie. It's got
your boy from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Paperboy.
Johnny, he's got some people in it. But the thing is, though, we're gonna have to get to know a lot of heroes that we don't know or care about.
Exactly.
At the same time in the same movie. And a lot of people say, "Oh, when you did that in Guardians, it wasn't as." First of all, it wasn't as many. And second of all, you had a crazy director like James Gunn.
James Gunn is an entertaining director. He do not put you in a place where you're like, you know what, I hate this whole movie.
So,
often. Now he do got some bad ones.
But with this here, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of heroes to get to know. And Chloe Zhao was a good director. I saw Nomadland. It was a great movie, but is this the type of movie where she would thrive in? Where, I feel like she thrives in a lot of non-verbal things. Like Nomadland was a very non-verbal movie. It showed you the struggle that this female character is going through, where she's retiring and she's not as set up as maybe other people may feel like she should be. She's just going from place to place, fitting in, but then still valuing the moments of her twilight or whatever. But this here is this a superhero movie? Would that
what, Eternals?
I mean, will
it work?
Will it work with her director style with what she's trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? Because what she's trying to accomplish, what should be accomplished on the Eternals is, why do we know or care about these characters? And what will they do? How will they tie in to the rest of this phase? That is it. If it doesn't accomplish those 2 things, it's a failure of a movie. That's it.
I mean, but the whole thing about the Eternals backstory and whatnot anyway, surrounded a lot of Thanos. Because, I know, so I know the Eternals, if I can remember. It's been a while since I've even read this. It was just like Thanos and his siblings came from some of the Eternals, who ended up creating their own world and all this stuff. But then they tried to kill Thanos because of the way he was created and all. So they tried to kill him, and I don't know, something happened, and he came back and tried to he killed his mom or something weird like that, and ended up getting exiled. And then but the thing is, because of the direction that Marvel has already gone with the Avengers with Thanos' story and stuff, it's going to be hard to tie it in, because during this time Thanos falls in love with death, and that's why he wants to kill the half the universe to impress death. That was a part of his whole story and stuff. But they cut that out, so it's just why are they interested now? The Eternals, they had that as leverage, you know what I'm saying? But because of the direction they've already gone in, it's just what are you gonna do? So I don't know. The MCU, they might come up with something else, or it's just I don't know, man.
I'm just gonna go on record, because right now, every time I post that, somebody's like, "Well, no, Kevin Feige It's never gonna fail. Oh my! It's like, all right, guys. I'm just warning you.
Yeah, this can be not great.
Yeah, I mean, look at
I don't
Black
have
Widow.
anything tangible to hang it on, obviously, but just seeing the dilemma, and you kind of I just have a take on it.
Right. I have a theory too. I have a theory.
Okay.
I feel like for some reason they thought that having Black Widow, sacrifice herself and all this stuff in Endgame, perhaps got her enough clout to have her own movie and people actually care about it. And because I haven't seen the movie yet, but I did see the Rotten Tomatoes score, and they was like, audience, I think audience score they gave him like a high number, but the critics rating was like an 80%.
Yeah. And
in my mind, I feel like 80% is just like we really hate it, but we know everybody love it, so let's let them pass. So let's
let everybody have their time.
Right. Let's help her graduate. Like, we're gonna give you an 80% just so that you can feel good about moving on to the next grade. Because we do 70, we know people are gonna hate it. Like, people are gonna be like, oh, that's a pretty bad score. So yeah, that's yeah. I'm not too excited about it because. At no point have I ever watched a Marvel movie was like, what is Black Widow's backstory? Like never.
The little Russian ninja. What is her backstory?
What is her deal? No, I just like to see her fight. She fights really well.
For her to be as Russian as she is, she don't even have a Russian accent.
Yeah, they never brought that up.
Every time I watch it, I was like, I just want to hear her say one time, "Race Nikolai."
Right.
Just try them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they should have did? They should have had her a part of the Russian Avengers, the Guardians.
That would have been a great cameo.
Right. That movie was so
ride on the bear's back. You just come
right.
Like a little, somersault off and then kick a machine in the face.
They were like, bro, when they said like the half bear, half man with the Gatling gun, his ultimate form, bear. That was his ultimate form. Right. Like
the form is just like, no, give him the feet.
Right. Right. And he comes running out like we're supposed to cheer. Like, hooray! He made it. It's trash.
Like finally fully transformed. We thought he was gonna keep those legs.
Right. And the last part, like the thing that got me, you remember the Rock dude?
Yeah.
Who spent like 5 minutes. It felt like 5 minutes building all this anticipation for this ultimate attack. Yeah. And threw like 3 rocks at the dude. I'm like, bro, you could have literally just picked them bad boys up.
Yo, I think he was transforming. I was just like, oh, this is a Goku on Dragon Ball Z moment right here.
Right.
And then when he threw those rocks, I was just like,
really, bro?
That's all you had. You can't even set them joints on fire.
Give him a gun. Like that'll make him seem more effective.
Yo, I watched that twice because I watched it in Russian. You know what I'm saying? Like just on the internet before it kind of like hit our side. And then I watched it again I was just like, the English it was
so funny, bro. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, I can go on for hours for that. Yeah.
I was just like, this is like watching an old kung fu movie right here.
What's that? Kung Pao?
Oh wow!
Took it back. Took it all the way back.
But is this movie, because they did the premium thing, which I did not think they were going to do with an MCU movie, which further kind of cements my lack of confidence in this movie. But the premium, you know, $30. If you're on Disney Plus, you can see it right now. You don't have to go to the theater to see it. I didn't think they would do this with the MCU movie. I thought the rush to a movie would have people just go out and see it. You know what I mean? I thought Disney would just do this for stuff they didn't have a whole lot of confidence in. You know, just so that people, at least I'm at home. You know, like, you know, especially if you got like a gang of kids or something like that. You don't feel like taking them out in public and wrecking property and stuff. Sure,
they would have left it like that. That's what makes me not think it's going to be good.
Exactly. Now that they're offering this, it makes me feel like they had very little confidence in this movie. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's give them the option to see it from home. You know,
if they don't have to crank up their cars, they won't hate us as much.
Right. You know, and I feel like what if a part of their plan of having it consistently pushed back? Because if you're gonna make it where you could buy it in digital anyway, you should have just when it was available, just did that. But what they call themselves building anticipation by pushing it back further and further, where it's just like, oh no, I missed it, I won't be able to see it, so I gotta wait for longer. Oh no, now I won't be able to see it again. Now I gotta wait longer, and then it hit. It was just like, bro, I don't want to see that jump. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it now.
The delays of this magnitude, like, I know it's been like a pandemic and everything, but delays are never good for a project of this magnitude. Like, if you're going to, if you were to delay it at this point, you should have just said maybe 2 delays ago that you were going to delay it to this point. Don't keep stringing people along, because then it just gives people less confidence in your project, and then it just shows you don't have confidence.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's like this. If they ever release this second Avatar, we're gonna know it's trash.
Why they doing that again? Leave it alone.
I don't know. I was just like, yo, once they plug their butts into the earth, I was just like, that's all.
Yeah, man. I don't think James Cameron's gonna be able to fool people.
Nah. Yeah, that was yeah. I don't know. I feel like some projects should just be left alone. Like Avatar, leave it alone. It did good. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a 2. No, don't nobody want. I personally, you know, I thought the wonders of the world that they showed and stuff was cool. I don't want to learn about it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know. Why the giraffes and stuff look this way, or like learn about their land, what they contribute. I don't care. Like it was when they first showed the world. That was good. That was good enough. So yeah, they gotta learn how to leave stuff alone.
I don't need no more fancy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because even just like I tell people all the time, like even when people like, there's one thing that I think there's something that me and Mella always say. Like, why don't we just take the horrible movies and redo them? Because people are in the business of taking the greats and redo them. Why not let's just revamp the ones that were trash?
Right. Like,
they had the potential to be good, but the producer just fumbled the ball.
Right.
So let's get some of the movies that were meant to be good but turned out to be trash and rework those.
Right. Like, you know something?
Batman, though. Leave them alone.
Leave Batman alone. Batman's good.
They have succeeded.
Yeah, we succeeded. Take the dub. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of other movies, they can retouch. I got a few in my collection right now that I can toss on the table and say, redo these.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about quite a few too.
Even a movie that I like that a lot of people don't ever talk about, I felt like it had. This was one series that they had and had the right producer. It would have been a real good one. Is I Am Number 4.
Oh wow!
What is that?
I Am Number 4.
I Am Number 4.
Number 4. Oh wow!
Like I think the marketing and just like what they were trying to do with it like to market it to the crowd they were marketing it. I think that's what killed the movie.
Because it's actually a darker thing than what they made it to be, and I was just like, did you read the book or you just saw the cover and it's like I can do something?
Do something like this. Interesting. I don't know. Why does that sound familiar? I can't remember what it was about.
Glowing hands.
Yeah,
and like he had different powers. He was like they were all from another world and stuff like that. But they were like teenagers trying to survive out here, being hunted by other aliens coming to Earth to hunt them down. And
Russ said it's a decent movie.
It is, man. Like I was just like, yo, whoever, you know what I'm saying? They could made a great series out of that because they had enough material to pull from, but they let all the other stuff. They let Hunger Games take over, which ended up falling on its face.
Oh, you guys remember Divergent?
Yes.
And how that fell apart so epically.
Yeah.
To the point where the third movie ended up getting like pushed to TV or something. Yeah,
they pushed it.
Really?
Yeah, it was
TNT.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never. That is what was that series? Like Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. What was that? Narnia. Yeah, that's a Narnia level collapse of a property right there.
I liked that book because I read all of them when I was in the 5th grade.
You read all of them?
Yeah, I read every single last one of them.
Oh, Divergent?
No, the
Narnia Chronicles.
Narnia.
Yeah, that was a good time. I read all of them too.
Yeah. Lion Witch and Wardrobe creeped me out real bad. Like I couldn't continue.
I gotta tell people, because I'm gonna tell you books that I read when I was a kid that people were just like, yo. Because even like one of my homeboys, he's like, man, you either gonna be a serial killer or a genius. Because I used to read all Stephen King novels. I used to read The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I read stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yeah, it was interesting, you know what I'm saying? The painted. I like to read stuff that painted pictures in my mind. I don't like to just read words. It's like, and I just need to see people going through things and accomplishing things. And if people ain't doing that, I was like, your book boring.
Yeah, I started questioning my taste in books that I was reading because so growing up, it's actually funny. We read like all the Goosebumps books. Now, mind you, I'm just like, oh, Goosebumps, great movie material. Then the Goosebumps movie came out. Another one.
Oh, wait. Pause right there. Because I feel like the Goosebumps movie, while it did not accomplish what the books set out to do, it did its own thing comedically. That was good by itself. Now, if you were expecting, I wanted Slappy and all of that adapted into a movie, yeah, it failed. But they were like, okay, we're not gonna. They almost did like what the Jumanji sequel did. Like, we're just gonna divorce ourselves of this material and just make something else original and funny that plays off of it. That's not to do. And I felt like the Goosebumps movies, I think the first one accomplished that. They probably should have made a sequel. But but it did fail in that regard, but I'd like to give it kudos for doing something bold.
For some bold, okay. Wait, they can have that, but but one that I felt really bad for because I really loved the Chronicles. It was like the Shannara Chronicles by Terry Brooks. I love the Shannara Chronicles, and it was just like new Shannara Chronicles TV show coming on MTV, and I'm like, okay. I was like, there's no way this could be bad. And I'm excited because the world's going to get to know about the Shannara Chronicles. I felt like I was the only one reading it. Now people will know about it. This will be good.
Yeah.
Man, bro, just watching people destroy that show. And even me watching, I'm just like...
Degrassi. That's what I amount the Shannara Chronicles to. I was like, this is Degrassi.
But it's not like in the.
I know the material, but I was just like, they just turn this into Degrassi.
Yeah, that joint was trash. I was like, oh, so this is what they gonna do? Yeah, I guess they call themselves like, hey, if we focus on like the relationships and the personalities of the people, we won't have to invest that much into the action scenes that go into the flipping stories.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. I feel
I'm
you,
really,
man. Because even when I watched, I was just like, yeah, this ain't nothing like the source material. I said, this is Degrassi. That's all I kept saying. I was like, this is just Degrassi. That's all this is.
Right. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the druid fight.
Nah.
They're still talking. We're ready?
Fireworks,
Right.
I have a little magic for you guys just to keep you interested.
Just something. So yeah, but I think those are the only two in my arsenal. We'll see what keeps happening with the rest of the stuff.
Well, we're going to talk about another creative venture. Maybe somebody will adapt into a movie one day. Who knows? But we are here to talk about the Lunar Limit.
Oh snap! Yeah.
Talk about that.
Let's put some time on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, am I sharing? Now?
Yeah. Let me. Okay. Not yet.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you are. I'll cue it up. But yeah, this is a concept that you've been working on for quite some time, right?
Correct. So just actually, I'm gonna show the parts of the intro, and I will go ahead and explain what's going on in this whole thing. Yeah. So I don't mind spoilers. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay. Cool. Share screen. Okay. Wait. Are you guys seeing it?
Not yet.
Okay, there it is.
All right, here we go.
No. Okay, so this is actually I'm actually working on the website. So this is the website here. It's the lunarlimit.com. So we'll go into the series part, and this is the animated intro. Enjoy. Okay, so that was the beginning of the intro for the Lunar Limit, and I'll just go ahead and hit you guys with some spoilers, if that's okay. Y'all okay with that?
I'm cool with it.
Okay, so as you saw in the story, the Merc are attacking are attacking the planets. So pretty much this is a universe that is straight darkness, and is pretty much ruled by dark matter. Dark matter has actually found its own life form, and there's this thing called the spider's web, where dark matter is connected to all the universes in existence.
Right.
So, as a result, this universe is particularly the dark matter that has life has decided to create its own little beings, and these are the Merc. So the Merc actually represent just kind of like the loneliness and darkness and everything that comes along with just being isolated, in darkness. And with the heart of this dark matter, created, pretty much these quote unquote evil beings who just bent on destruction. Side note, this is allegorical, and I'll explain that in a second as well. So here are the Merc, as you see. These animations were done through Photoshop, all frame by frame drawn. I just, pretty much just did common sense and YouTube. But anyhow, going back into the story, so as you saw, what ended up happening in this universe, there became this explosion that was equivalent to what you would say is like the Big Bang. And but even though this universe is now created, you still have the Merc who are in this universe. So now they're trying to destroy the planet because that's pretty much all they know. So for spoilers, what happens, there's this mysterious rock that appears. And this rock actually crashes into a planet where 9 Merc were pursuing it, and they crash into the planet as well. So it buries the Merc into the planet. And so years passed and whatnot, and at this point the universe is at the brink of destruction because the Merc are pretty much destroying the planets and stuff. But what happens out of this planet where these Merc were buried, 9 beings called the Celestials, and here's one of them. But 9 beings, they're called the Celestials. And I'll post more. Y'all understand the context of it. Actually, do I have the pictures of them? I probably don't. So yeah, these beings called Celestials, and they pretty much represent like 9 different elements. We have sound, plant, water, fire, primal, metal, like rock minerals. Let's say sound, fighting, and I always forget when I get to and tech, like technological stuff. Mm-hmm. So these beings come from this planet, and they're like pretty much reincarnations of the Merc that were buried into it, and they take it upon themselves to restore the universe back to the place, aside from the Merc's destruction. However, while they're fighting the Merc, and restoring the universe back to its original state, they also feel connected to the Merc because they're brothers, in a sense, like they're still connected to the Merc because they were Merc. They're reincarnated, but they're still Merc in a sense. So what they ended up doing is sacrificing themselves for the sake of creating new life for the Merc. So like the Merc are actually, they transition into the Loons. So the Loons are pretty much the characters that you see on a consistent basis. Mm. Those are the Loons. So this is the race of the water. They're called Mizu. This is the race of the plants, and they're called Bullock. Let me see. Okay, I gotta get off this one. I gotta remember how to use this. This is the race of technological. They're called Tech, and as you can see, he's based on Urkel. This is the Loons of fighting, or like body and or movement and whatnot, and they're called Goman. Let's see. These are the ones who are like this race is more closely connected to the Merc because their powers are in like manipulation of like dark matter and stuff like that, and they're called Shinmi. I am currently painting. These are the ones. Oops, hold up. I'm about to do this. These are the ones based on sound that I'm currently working on, and they're called Tingoli. And all of these names are all based on. They're all based on different languages. So I don't have my primal ones, but they're called Uli, and that's Haitian for like primal. So they're all based on just different cultures and whatnot that we know today. So this whole thing is also allegorical and is really based on a fight against depression. The Merc represent what the Merc represent. They represent this state of isolation. Their bodies being like crystallized dark matter that's compressing consistently represents this state of feel like there's no escape and just consistent suffering. Because even though their bodies are compressing consistently, they're still in a consistent state of pain. So that's what they pretty much represent. And with the transition of them being, turned into loons, is creating more of like the sense of freedom, through the abilities and stuff that these celestials that came before is giving them. And this the last part, which I think is like the coolest part. So as I said before, it is all based on like dark matter. This one for sound as well. So it's all based on dark matter. With the connections that through the spider's web throughout the whole universe, like through all different universes in existence, this is how this specific universe gets its information based on other, that comes from other universes in existence. So as a result, a lot of the influence of creativity, a lot of like influential things that are in existence are impacted by this universe. That's where a lot of the loons, that's why they have these familiar looks and whatnot, or they look like, just different things that we know and all that stuff. Let me show you the, like, and just to be 100% real, okay, for example, like these ones, this is Uli, who's impacted by or influenced by SWAT cats. This one's by.
I was about to ask you that because the one on the fur, I was like, "Yo, is that a SWAT cat?"
Yeah. So it's influence,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, influenced by. That's what made me think of it. It's just like it looked like the movie.
Right. So, and then we have like can't remember her name. She-Ra. She's influenced by She-Ra, influenced by Popeye, influenced by Captain America, influenced by Beetlejuice, influenced by Inspector Gadget. This initially was going to be influenced by Street Sharks. However, I went on ahead and just did a different rendition of that here. So I just made him, I feel like it looks a little bit more viewable as opposed to the other. And that's actually one of the Celestials. This is a part, so the planet that the Celestials came from, when they emerged from, they blew it in half. So when they blew it in half, like, and they sacrificed themselves, they started with that, I call it a demi-planet. And so the demi-planet is in 9 different sections for where the loons are going to stay, or where the loons preside and whatnot.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Is this stuff copyrighted?
It is based on artistic
Okay.
So
Nobody be on here, watch the show one day and get some ideas, and then you be like, "Hey man, my stuff done popped up on."
right. So based on graphics, like what is it called? Based on copyright, with it all being online, it all being visible and stuff, it's automatically copyrighted.
Okay.
So if anybody were, and to be 100% real, this podcast is actually helping, because if anybody actually like takes the idea and whatnot, is verbatim like here.
We know where you got it from.
Know you got it from. Exactly.
TM circle R trademark.
Right. Exactly. It's been said on, hold on, what part it says? Oh, right in a minute. Okay. So going back, so the Demi planet, that's where a lot of these Lunans and stuff are gonna live. That's where they're made, but they're also influenced from like different planets. So going into the allegorical part of it, the Lunans actually represent like different people's personalities. The races are actually based on the 9 different types of intelligences. Okay, so let me see. So this is actually where, I'll do this one. This one looks better. Where the Loon's races are influenced from. So that's where like individuals are able to identify with the different types of races. When it comes to the different adventures that they have fighting against the Merg, they're all actually based on struggles. The planets that they're actually defending represent like creative ideas, like things that people are pursuing, and the Merc are pretty much trying to destroy it. So the stories that go into defending those planets and stuff are all based on struggles and things that people go through in life. And it's all like allegorical, based on like what each character represents, what each aspect of the project represents. So what I'm currently working on is the book that pretty much gives you the whole outline of the universe, so that people can go ahead and connect with it. And once they get that connection and whatnot, the branch offs, like, with different, looking for sponsorships and all that stuff, the branch offs for the different stories and all that will actually have meaning, where everybody can understand it and even see the struggles that other people go through, therefore creating more of a sense of unity, knowing that we're all in this together. And so that's pretty much the gist of the project. So right now I'm actually going through the phase of writing the book. I've done quite a bit of the I've pretty much rough draft the whole book. The book is going to have like images and stuff so that people can relate, and things of that nature. Shout out to Samantha for finding my flash drive.
Shout out to the wives for always having their husband.
There you go, exactly. So, do I have like?
You know what? I did want to just comment on a particular like allegory or element of the story. The whole thing of the dark being occupied by light, then something, and then those beings emerge, being of both. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a duality there on their quest to accomplishing what they're trying to accomplish and being who they are. And I think that's important. I think that is an important allegory of it. That, these guys just didn't show up and eradicate the darkness around them.
Right.
You know what I mean? They, had to, they live with this duality that they have to, balance and fight. So I think that was cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's like,
appreciate that.
you know, when they make your movie and everything like that, make sure you the producer of it. Don't let them take your story and try to tell it like
Right.
some DC Comics do.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, they will not be DCing this. Yeah, and I think, and it's actually funny because I feel like that's been the biggest challenge with even doing this. Because I mean, I've talked to like different people like at Adult Swim, in different places where it's just like, oh, this would actually look good if this happened. And I'm just like, well, it's kind of taken away from the heart of, what I want this to actually do. Like, I mean, the whole goal behind it is to create a sense of unity where people can like see a character and be like, oh, I understand, what that character is for. So here's my character. You can learn more about me just from the way this character looks. Or, they could just see a character and be like, I can relate with that one based on what I understand from the allegorical aspect of it. So it's like, that's really important to me because I really want this to be a thing where it's just like understanding it is a fight against depression. Now, mind you, even the intro is very broad. It's very broad. There's a lot of background to it. The Celestials, like in the book, you'll actually see the Celestials have different interactions with the Merc. Even when it comes to their whole process of restoring the universe to where it needs to be. Like one of my favorite parts of the book is the Shinmi. The Shinmi Celestial actually creates her own army of Merc. Where she actually like have Merc who she controls. However, they end up becoming powerful and tries to destroy her. But with these being Celestials, they're the strongest beings. So she ended up having to create a dark hole and send them into it, out of anger for them trying to take advantage of her. So, that's just one of the parts of the story that's going to be like in the book. But yeah, it's coming along. I've had some, deadlines and stuff that I've set. However, what I've been realizing is being able to appreciate the creative process of it. It'll come out when it needs to come out. You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely be out soon. It ain't like a, I turned 40 type project, but I think right now I'm just kind of enjoying each phase of it, and when it comes out, it'll be when it needs to come out.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you're building a very solid character Bible, or just a world Bible, really.
Yeah.
One question I did that just popped up when you were talking about that last character that created Merc, an army of Merc, her own version of it. So is the Merc necessarily evil, or is it just maybe the other side of a coin to where one day you would create a character that is from the Merc, their perspective of, always existing as the Merc, and then these other beings emerge and that perspective, almost like what Star Wars did from the perspective of the Sith. Like we saw some perspectives from within the Sith, and their side of it. I mean, because the Empire became, if they were the good guys, then
they became
the Empire became what it became. And they were pretty much back and forth, like
something that existed so long that it turned into the enemy.
Right.
You
know what I mean? So I mean, that might be the future. I don't know if you've gotten that far.
No, I have. I have. That's actually part of the material as well. So the thing about the Merc is like they're bent on just destruction because that's all they know. They literally look to devour anything that's not them. So even from the loons' perspective, from the Celestials' perspective, what they started noticing about the Merc is just like they can't help this. You know what I'm saying? Us understanding where they're coming from, they can't help it. However, as a result of them seeing this, it's just like they're like realize like something needs to happen to stop them from just destroying everything. Because what you going on in the story as well, what you notice, like the Merc actually start going to different parts of universes to where now they're just trying to destroy everything that they can. And the interesting aspect of the loons is now mind you, this is an interesting part too. It was years before the Celestials came about. So during that time, the Merc were actually developing, smarts. They were developing from different aspects of what the planets were offering them. Because from the allegorical aspect of the planets are they represent different personalities. They represent creative ideas. They represent like things that people are really fond of and things of that nature. So the Merc, in destroying these planets, are actually getting power and abilities from these planets. So that's actually building their intellect as well. But it's like, but the cool part of this project is no matter how sophisticated the Merc become, they're still bent on destruction.
Yeah, like a self-destructive person.
Right.
Like
Right.
They might know better, but they only go into their own innate first reaction to everything they only been taught because that's the only thing they've been working for.
Right. Exactly. So you see the loons, like, and the cool thing about the loons that's in the book is they're trying to understand all of this. Because when the loons came about, the Celestials had sacrificed themselves for the sake of the loons, so that the Merc can become loons. So in that sacrifice, it's like the loons are even trying to understand their part. They're trying to understand the purpose behind what the Celestials were even going for in killing themselves. They're trying to. So during the stories from the loons, what you'll start to see is that the loons are kind of like tied in between as well. So, and with this world that they're in, there becomes like, betrayal, like there becomes like uprises, there become like all these different things that's going on while they're still trying to fight the Merc. There become them trying to like someone's trying to side with the Merc to take over what the loons have. Like it's just so many different stories and stuff that's going to be branched off just from this, collective.
I mean, yeah, that sounds good. I definitely love that you are creating this whole thing to incorporate like what you've learned about just God and the scriptures and stuff like that,
Right.
and really make it a story that can reach out to so many people. I feel like that's kind of like something we can compartmentalize a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is my art thing, this is my God thing, this is my work thing. But you're definitely this is a labor, and this is a labor of love, and it's also something you're good at, and it's also something you believe all in one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it took a long time. Matter of fact, I saw like a post from our Facebook shows posts from the past.
Yeah.
And they were showing a picture of like the concept of one of my loons. And that mod was like drawn in like 2014.
Wow.
And I was just like, I have been on this for a while. But what's encouraging is seeing how at one point I had no idea what the story was going to be about. I had like even the loons. When I started on like seven different races for loons, and But then that's when I found out about like actually the thing that really sparked this idea was my friend Ben Jacobson, who, now mind you, like, you know, me and Ben, we prayed together, you know, shared scriptures with, like, you know, he was somebody I talked to on a consistent basis, you know, and you know, we even for like my birthday, we hung out, and like, you know, like a week and a half later, he killed himself, you know. And for me, it was just thing of just like, what was I missing? You know, like, amen for being able to talk about the scriptures and stuff. But I was like, but there was something missing that made him feel like he wasn't able to open up or even have hope through depression that ended up causing him to take his life. So for me, I'm just like, even when it comes, like, I feel like from that point, I started to generate, like, okay, this world could actually be something made that could help people communicate more effectively how they feel and know that they can communicate this stuff to, like, you know, anybody. And so that was the thing that really started me on the journey of creating this this, you know, series to be for the sake of helping people to communicate more effectively and also understanding the aspect of hope that comes through Jesus Christ. And so that's where, you know, that part comes in too. So I don't want it to be a thing where it's just like the definition of religion where it's forcing religion on people. However, what I do want them to understand is the hope that comes along with, you know, Jesus Christ and his actions. You know?
Because I feel like the one thing, and even it's something I was reading in the book, and something I was listening to a couple weeks ago. It's just like, I feel like what you're doing with your project is you introducing the humanity side of the things that we go through as people, because a lot of times people don't understand that our humanity is inside our discipleship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, all this stuff is one. It's not two different things. It's all one. It all works. You know what I'm saying? So we have to figure out how to bridge the gap, because oftentimes we try to just separate, say, and that's where people come into the play of like having like, all right, this is how I am as a disciple, and this is how I am as a human being, and that's just not the case. Like, we are all in one body. This is all it is. You know what I'm saying? We are both disciple and human. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jesus was both spirit and flesh. He came down, became flesh. You know what I'm saying? To understand the humanity side of it, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like even what you're talking about in your project, that's what you're trying to show people. Like, yo, it's a human side to this that we are missing, and it makes it hard to connect sometimes. Because we try to take that part out when we're supposed to be leaving that part in, so we can connect better and understand, and we can see pain. You know what I'm saying? And we can, because a lot of times we expect people to just show us pain, but sometimes people are showing us the pain, we just not looking at it.
Exactly.
You know, you feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
That's really real, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, I grew up with a very religious background, and one of my hugest struggles, and still is a struggle, is the aspect of, like, for one, understanding that, you know, Jesus Christ wanted to be a part of every single aspect of my life and what that looks like, you know, because at one point I felt like it looked like me making making the person that God wants me to be, me creating that person, you know, me building up that person based on my own religious point of view, and not realizing that it's actually like surrender to every single aspect of myself, so that, you know, Jesus can actually like transform that, and, you know, for his bit, I mean, transform it so we can be connected to God. But even when it comes to that connection to God, like, God, how can I say this without, God know what he created.
Yeah.
he know what we are. He knows our strengths. He knows this. So who are we to like create who we think God should love?
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
And one of the things that's even encouraging me with this project is thinking about like Noah. Because I thought about it. I was actually thinking, I'm like, Noah was a drunkard.
Yeah.
He drunk. He drunk a lot. He built an ark. You cannot tell me that he was just like hype every single day to work on this ark. There's no way. Like, for one, drinking in itself is depressing.
Yeah.
So it actually makes you feel lower than you actually are if you consistently do it.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing his response to Canaan and his sons, you can already see Noah was lit. so for God to still be like, no, I see you as someone capable of building this thing, that really shows how passionate I am just about, righteousness and saying, like, for God to use Noah to do that, it just shows, like, he can literally use us for anything.
Yeah.
He can, but it's all about that surrender, man, and knowing what surrender looks like. So,
I mean, but God often used cricket sticks to make straight lines.
Real talk.
Like,
Yeah.
like people read throughout the Bible. None of these people was shrouded with perfection. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
even David is like, he's the apple of my eye, but we all know what David did to Uriah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it ain't like God didn't know, because he the Alpha and Omega. He see from beginning to the end and the end to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he didn't know that was in David's nature. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We have redeeming qualities because we are human. We are flawed. That's like why I feel like what you said is like, God know what he made. You know what I'm saying? It's just try to strive towards the things that it ain't to hit perfection. It's just to strive towards it. And in striving, you're not going to hit it. You're not going to hit perfection, people. You know what I'm saying? That's just, take that out your mind. You're not going to be a perfect being. You're going to fail, and you're going to fail hard. But sometimes it's failure is what makes us. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like we was talking about earlier, if we just perfected our way to everything, and life would be boring and it'd be full of narcissistic, conceited people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably already be destroyed. But like if that was the case, but God put that quality in us as far as to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because even like in your storyline, what I was hearing from you is just like they are learning. You know what I'm saying? Like they are adapting. They are, you know what I'm saying? You see the humanity in them. You see the redeeming qualities is what's gonna make your characters flourish. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. Is all this stuff is about learning and learning from people that may be different from you and have different points of views. It don't mean that you're supposed to just go after them and say, "Hey, you're wrong for thinking this thing." Well, this is all I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, teach me something different, but don't berate me because this is all I know. I'm doing what I know. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's something that, as humans, we have to change that. I feel like that storyline would open some people's eyes.
Amen. Yeah, that is the hope and prayer. I do think there could be a lot more commitment on my part. What's been cool though is just like I feel like my method of being organized and getting this done is just like I consistently start over. It's just like okay, I got to start over. Not like I'll be like, okay, I got to get this done, this done, this done, this done, and then like I'll realize like I got a lot done, but not as much as I wanted. So then I'll be like, okay, let me start over. I'm gonna get this done, get this done, this time, and then I'll get a lot more done, but then still not hit it the way that I wanted to. So then I'll be like, okay, let me start over. So I've been doing that, and it was one day I just took a step back and I was like, wait a minute, let me put together what I've done. And then I start putting together, I'm like, I've done a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've actually made a lot of progress. So yeah, it's just been really encouraging to witness this. You know, just witness the whole process of it. So so we'll see what happens with it. Be praying for its potential, and but yeah, man, that's this is what I am working on. That's the Lunar Limit, guys.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
I'm glad you was able to share it with us and share it with the people, our hearers and our seers on. Are we gonna call this conversation this podcast?
Podcast bros. I mean,
Yeah,
you can check this out on video. It's on Facebook through Conversate. It's on YouTube through Conversate.
Nice.
And we're on Twitch right now.
And we're on Twitch right now, so
live on Twitch.
You know, so I think that's where it'll be. This is a real visual medium.
Yeah, it's
so,
a real visual.
You know
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it'll be better if you see everything that we talked about, guys. So watch it, because if you just listening, you ain't gonna understand. You will understand because he explained it very well, but some of the stuff that he was explaining need the visual aspect to it for you to just fully grasp it. I ain't trying to tell you what to do out there. I know you people don't like people telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? But, just little tips.
Yeah, this is just another, and you know, it's just an excuse to show off this new space we have here.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go new space.
This is the first time I've had really another human being in here.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm the first human being. I'm like on the moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
First person leave a footprint in here.
Yeah, they're Armstrong in it.
You know what I'm saying? I might get in the booth over here and drop a hot 16.
Let's go.
Yeah, you know, whenever Mella's done partying,
hey man,
just sit right
Mella.
The way you like looking at the way you look at it is like, I don't know. I kind of like envision like a little outline of her being there, and it just like blinks for a second.
That's what I be wanting to happen in my mind. Like
right.
I be looking like, yo, it need to be something comical right here.
Yeah.
We should have brought a My Pony doll inside it. Right?
Yeah. So yeah, it just like cut out her face and a printout and just stick it on it. Yeah.
Stick it on there. Like Mella, what you got to say? Oh, nothing. Not real.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, and then just thank you for using this platform to, you know, tell people about your platform and what you have going on. So, and like you said, it gets it out there for all those, you know, copyright thieves.
Yeah.
We see anything got that Hollywood because we know y'all short on material.
Right.
And if you really want something to pop off that's new and different, it's gonna touch the hearts of man, change the whole world. This might be $1 billion movie, guys. Serious. People changing and starting to go to counseling and getting help. Might draw humanity closer. Check out the Lunar Limit, Hollywood. I know you ain't got nothing else to do because you keep remaking movies. It let me know you are short on material. Brother Elijah here at Lunar Limit to save you. You know what I'm saying? Bring you back out of that darkness. Right now, you a merc, Hollywood.
I love it. That was good.
You know, all the light and goodness in the earth by putting out all these bad movies. Elijah can help you. The Lunar Limit can bring you back to the light and bring you back to understanding what people can like you again. Or else Netflix, he gonna go to Netflix, and you know Netflix got all the money now.
True. True.
Amazon Prime, whoever out there, listen to what I'm saying. DJ, I know you hear me, old classmate. I know you kind of upset with me because I'm gonna fell off a little bit. But Elijah, I know you work down at TBS, DJ. Donald Justice Evans. I know your whole name. They don't know your name down there at TBS and those films, but I do.
Give Elijah a shot or come down there and be nice to everybody in the building because I don't want to go to jail.
Oh, there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So, yes, this has been Podcast Bros.
Yeah. We hijacked.
We
Conversate.
pirated the feed, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Kick Mella off for her birthday.
Yeah.
Got that hot girl, some stay prayed up.
Oh, now it's hot. Now it's all
Yeah, it's
hot.
hot. I don't know what she's doing right now, so I got to call her what it is. She may be hot right now.
She's probably out having like her 5th dinner in like a week.
5th dinner? That's too much salt. That's hot blood. She's going to be hot.
And then she's like asleep from everything that she
because when you get 30, sleep is essential. I'm going to tell you that.
It's so nice. Like, what the world?
Over past 32, after 32, I'm telling you, sleep. You're going to be mad when you don't get it. You're going to be a different human being. Okay, so focus on getting 6+ hours of sleep. I did. I almost ruined my 30s. One of my professors had to let me know I'm dying. It's like, this time of night, your liver is actually recovering. And it was like, I said, man, I'll be up by that time. He's like, man, you may be dying. And I was like,
oh,
hey.
that's a pretty that's a wake up call. Like,
I was like, I gotta get more sleep, man.
Right.
Slowly.
Right. I can imagine your dreams now. Your liver like, help me,
Time I would use to recover, you keep taking it away from me.
Right. Oh snap! I think it's a dad pun. Like, deliver me. That was a really bad one. Don't use that anywhere else.
You livered when your liver fails.
Right.
Be up there with, Big Jesus in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, came a little early, but be always.
I can see Jesus. God has a sense of humor, so he probably like, this is your deliverance from your old body.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And you can be like, God, no, don't do that.
That was messed up the way you had me delivered here.
Right. Oh man, yeah, that was this,
woke up dead.
Right. There was this video I was watching where this guy was just like showing how he like messed up ways to go into heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just saying like when you die in a messed up way.
Yeah.
And it was just like I think he said like he was walking on the stairs and he slipped and somehow landed and broke his neck.
Yeah.
And he was just like, God, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Like
you couldn't do a little better with that one. He was just like, he was like, I mean, well, I gotta have a joke, a laugh or two sometimes. So,
exactly.
Yeah, but
yeah. We just went straight to death at the end of this. Yeah.
Right.
Hey man, but I think about stuff like that in my mind too. Cause it's like, what if you was like doing something? Like, what if somebody hit you so hard, like you was in a boxing match or something, a fight, and they hit you so hard that it knocked you into the afterlife for real? And all of a sudden you're in front of Jesus, but you come in front of Jesus with that same almost expression because your body just got knocked out and you got where am I?
like oh my God, like hey, do you want to see your butt, like see what's going on? No, I don't want to see nothing. Like I'm good.
How it ended.
Right.
Let's see the replay.
Right.
Need to rewind that.
Right.
Show it to him. I need him to see it.
Right, and there's like a room in heaven where it's just like, here are all the times you're mentioned on earth, and it's like memes of you everywhere, memes of you all in the room and all that stuff. It's like, when she says she's gonna whoop the soul out of you, like just stupid memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff I think about all the time.
Oh, yeah,
So,
stuff like that too. I told my wife that when she flew to Missouri, she was a time traveler. Back in time.
Now,
why is that? I'm sorry, it went over
She
my
got on
head.
an airplane and she flew to Missouri, so she went an hour back in time. So she's a time traveler.
Technically, though, she is.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
you got off the plane the same time. You got off the plane the same time you got on.
Exactly.
Atlanta.
Time travel.
We-
Exactly.
Right.
I told her, so you hopped on the magic school bus.
You got there almost instantly.
Exactly. So anything that I might have said that hurt your feelings before you got there never happened. So you don't supposed to have those feelings. Marriage saved.
I know.
Just jump on an airplane every time we mess up. Okay, I'm going to Hartsfield.
Hey, I'm gonna go to California for a couple
All right. Wait. What are the lotto numbers? All right, cool, got it. Hop on the plane.
I need to fly to a time zone that has this exact time. Place.
You get off the plane, like, all right, sir, welcome to the airport. You're like, what's wrong?
Hey, then you put on the phone like, hello, you up? Problem solved.
Right.
Then you mess around and your hands start disappearing and you don't know what did I do? What did I do in this course of time?
And then all of a sudden you end up in front of Jesus and Jesus is like, I can't even explain how that happened.
Right. Just welcome. The old is gone. The old is gone. The new is come. Just keep going. Just keep going.
You're in the house.
Right. That is awesome.
Introduce you to everybody and walk you through how we do things here.
Yeah.
They got the room for you, the meme room for you. But yeah, go ahead.
It's not moves of you floating all around heaven.
Right.
I wonder did Judas make it to heaven?
Probably not.
I don't know, man, because he killed himself, but God, Jesus, like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he landed.
So here's
I don't know if he might have pardoned him because he already knew he was a sucker.
So I will say, so here's the crazy thing though. Like, I was going through Matthew 12. Did you know that Jesus actually told the disciples, if you betray me, I will forgive you?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he let him know this.
Yeah.
However, I do think it was on Judas to, when he betrayed Jesus, be like, he did say I'm good, so I probably shouldn't kill myself. So,
But maybe he wanted to rush the process.
Literally cheating the system.
See, it's just like, because I know what they might have to go through when Jesus leaves here, so I'm just go ahead and get my express pass.
See, but here's where he messed up. You don't automatically die when you hang yourself. That junk hurt.
So that's what I'm saying. The suffering might have redeemed it. You know what I'm saying? All the way through, Jesus like, yeah, and plus you hung yourself. I already had redeemed you, bro. Like, but then you had to go to extra mile. You choked yourself and you boo-booed all down your leg and everything.
Right. So what if Jesus like, you come to heaven, but your punishment, you gotta wear those same clothes.
This is a podcast, bro.
Man, we can continue this conversation.
Right.
Broadcast.
Right.
See y'all whenever we get to pirate this again.
I like how this ended.
I love it.
Judas in the thinking clothes.
Right.
In your day.
It's not, and then did they say, like, I know they said like his body versus, it wasn't like dogs, like, okay, not gonna lie, I feel like my one kind of crazy because like I feel like dogs, like, that was probably Jezebel, where the dogs like ate her body and stuff. So I was thinking like, what if Jesus was just like, well, yeah, and you got to keep the dogs, but like it's like a dog that keeps humping his leg, like it's just a dog humping his leg the whole time you in heaven. Like,
I stink, and it's a dog that keeps running me.
like, so Jesus, what is hell like? I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like,
But that means Jesus is petty, bro.
That sums it up.
Right, let me stop. This shouldn't go any further. I don't know if anybody's listening to this who's trying to learn about Jesus.
This ain't it. The last 10 minutes is not it. Like, hey, we apologize. We are awesome disciples.
Right. We live this life.
Podcast bros.
Hey.
With Elijah presenting the Lunar Limit. This was an enjoyable show. It went off the rails at the end. And I enjoyed it.
The station killed everybody around.
No.
All the survivors. Goodbye.
Hey,
Goodbye, everybody.